Hi everyone, I'm Ellen Canner, author of the award-winning book Feeding the Hungry Ghost, Life, Faith, and What to Eat for Dinner. I had a bad week. It doesn't matter where we are now. Fires in California, all kinds of craziness, COVID. You're going to have a bad day. So the point is to get through it. What you need to do to start is breathe. So I mean it, people. Breathe with me. Big breath in. Very gentle but complete breathing out. Next step, nourish yourself, which may seem like climbing Everest when you're having a bad time. And I'm going to show you how to make a very simple dish that has huge flavor using simple ingredients, most of which you probably have. Creole and Cajun cuisine call on what they call the Holy Trinity. This really doesn't have anything to do with religion. It has to do with aromatic building blocks they use to create flavor. The Holy Trinity is celery, onion, and pepper. And my cast iron skillet, a drop of olive oil, and we're going to turn it on to medium-high heat. So I've added my onion. You can hear the sizzle, I think. Now I'm adding the celery and the pepper. While this kind of cooking usually calls for green pepper only, I had half an orange pepper and wanted to add some sweetness, and I wanted to use what I had, which is what I want for you too. In equal measure, about a cup of each. And when you get to the celery leaves, don't leave them out. They're super intense for flavor. I love them. So that wasn't too hard. We got 3 ingredients, a drop of oil, and we're just cooking it down for a few minutes. They will meet the best friends of summer. Corn, tomatoes, and basil. So you can hear everything cooking away. It's really pretty too. Bright colors. Good smells, even though there's no spice in here. I am adding half a jalapeno. If you like it hotter, go for the whole thing. And one thing I could have mentioned earlier, this is called Maque Choux. It's a southern dish. Sometimes it's known as smothered corn. It's really fantastic, whatever you call it. And if you can get your hands on some organic corn, do it. It's better for the planet, better for you, because most of the corn grown in the United States is genetically modified. So now that that is very fragrant and giving off some nice liquid, I'm going to make it more liquid. I'm going to add a pint of grape tomato, and 2 ears of corn. I have really scraped the cobs so I get all the milky goodness. And now we just let it cook for about 15 minutes. While that cooks, I realize that's not a perfect fitting lid. I've kind of given up on the idea of perfection. A lot of times maque choux is made richer with the addition of bacon and cream, 2 things that vegans don't use. So you can add some vegan sausage or bacon if you like. I like to give that smoky flavor by adding some smoked paprika. The recipe also calls for a little bit of thyme. I have so much fresh thyme in my backyard that I was glad to use a little bit. Add a pinch of sea salt. And really just let it cook down for a few more minutes. And we're good. One thing maque choux doesn't usually have are greens, but I could not help myself, people. I had to add some. So if you want to add a handful of chopped greens, you just add some goodness. You're not going to be messing with the flavor. And you really just want to let it cook down. So it's somewhere between a stew and a stir fry. One of the things I love about Creole cookery is that it's not any one thing. It's a fusion of French, Spanish, African techniques using Louisiana ingredients. And as someone who lives in Miami, where Latin and Caribbean flavors often are part of the kitchen, I think that's totally cool. So here we are about 15 minutes later, and we're getting some fantastic smoky and sweet smells from the corn and the tomatoes and the smoked paprika. I add the basil right at the end to keep it nice and fresh. And you can serve maque choux over rice, which is traditional. You can serve it with crusty bread and it's fantastic. But you know, now you want to go for basic. And I can eat it just like this. So I'm just going to spoon a little up. How does that deliver such big flavors? It's really corny. It's really basiling. It's got the Holy Trinity going for it. It is a bowl of comfort at a time we need it, people. So back to basics, deep breath, take care of yourselves, everyone. Till next time, this is Ellen Canner. Thanks, bye-bye.